Mi shebeirach imotzeinu mekor habracha lavotzeinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Lovely. Great. Lovely. Okay. The Shehechianu is, after that, after we have some series of good things that are mentioned in our community to be grateful for, and then it's sort of like a, I don't know what to call it, like a, sounds doo-wop to me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. So after that, we all, so you shouldn't have a heads up, we scurry, we can go sit, so you can find an open seat and be comfortable while the sermon is given. And then the minute you'll see us all get up, when they say the final words, which are 9 times out of 10, Shabbat Shalom, we all sort of come back here really quickly. You don't have to do anything for the first thing that you're back here for. It's this Aleinu v'ne'emar, so don't sweat that one. After it,
Lai, 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 lai. Ya la la, ya la la la. Lai, 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 lai. Ya la la, ya la la la. Ya la la, ya la la la. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la la la. Lai, ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Lai, 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 lai. Ya la la, ya la la la. Lai, 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 lai. Ya la la, ya la la la. Ya la la, ya la la la. Ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la. Lai, ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Lai, 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 lai.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to congregants, friends, guests, everyone joining us here in the sanctuary and everyone joining us online as we gather to celebrate Shabbat. I think we were all having a lot of fun out in the lobby, so make your way in, everybody. It's time for Shabbat. This week, we are honored to have with us in partnership on the Bima representing our Board of Advisors, Heshi Zinman. Always good to have you, Heshi. And we welcome this Shabbat in honor of the 77th anniversary of his bar mitzvah, Rabbi Emeritus Alan Fuchs, and we are going to hear from him later in the service. Welcome, Rabbi Fuchs, along with his wife Carol and kids Dan and Julie. Good to see you. Let's ensure that we are praying together as one community tonight. Please find someone new to greet and wish them a Shabbat Shalom.
I had to do it a couple of times. It's embarrassing too, you know. They see you get up and. How are you? Yeah. He looks just like you. He looks just like you. I can tell. Yeah.
Anyway, it's our father's birthday.
Oh, okay.
8 years ago this morning. I took my years in San Diego. You already sound beautiful up here.
Thank you. Yeah, great.
All right.
Nice you could come. Yeah.
You good?
Likewise.
You guys busy setting up the room? It's time for Shabbat. I was like, what time is it? It's time for Shabbat.
How are you? Shabbat Shalom. Nice to see you.
All right, everyone. Let's come back together as this Shabbat We are so excited to celebrate tomorrow morning the bar mitzvah of Hunter Meyer DeBoer. Mazel tov, Hunter, to you and your whole family, your parents, Michelle and Jonathan, and brother Noah, and the whole congregation is celebrating with you. And as always, you are all invited and encouraged to be here tomorrow morning as we celebrate as a community with Hunter and his family. Hunter and family are going to lead us in our Shabbat blessings, beginning first with candle lighting on page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And the Kiddush can be found on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikraei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'beratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat lechaim.
Mazel tov, Hunter. Some of you might have noticed that I've been getting a little scruffier recently, growing out the beard a little bit, and there is a reason. We are in the midst of the Omer, as you probably know, the 7 weeks between Pesach and Shavuot, and there's a tradition that this is a period of semi-mourning, and some Jews traditionally do not shave or cut their hair during this period until the 33rd day, known as Lag BaOmer, and that is on Monday evening. Then the mourning lifts, bonfires are lit across Israel, and the beard will get a little bit of a trim. So why do we mourn? The Talmud says that during this season, a plague swept through the students of Rabbi Akiva. The reason why this plague befell them, according to tradition, was not because of war or illness, but because they did not treat one another with respect. The students of Rabbi Akiva, who famously taught the whole Torah is love your neighbor as yourself. Those very students, they knew this teaching, but they just couldn't do it. They couldn't figure out a way to live with one another. This is why, especially this Shabbat, I'm so grateful for the work that our community is doing in the exact opposite with our Belonging Project, where congregants truly listen to each other and create profound connections. For those that don't know, this is where small groups gather in each other's homes to talk. There's a question, a prompt that we give them, and they have meaningful conversations with each other, bringing us closer as a community. That is the antidote to that plague that befell Rabbi Akiva's students, and what we continue to do here every Shabbat, week after week. And so we take a deep breath and release, turning from the hate, from the distrust that we see in the week to the connections that Shabbat brings. We begin our Kabbalat Shabbat singing with Shalom Aleichem, welcoming in those Shabbat angels, page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharim, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharim, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barechoni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharim, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzitachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharim, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Turning back to pages 20 and 21, we continue with joy with Lecha Dodi, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Lecha Dodi, Vikerat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekavelat. Lecha Dodi, Vikerat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nekavelat. Shamor v'zachor b'ribur echad, Yishmi'anu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet ve'letechila. Lecha Dodi, v'ikerat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavelat. Lecha Dodi, v'ikerat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavelat. Likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor ha'beracha, meirosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh v'machashavat tchila. Lecha Dodi, v'ikerat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavelat. Lecha Dodi, v'ikerat kala,
בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומאורי, אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
It's customary to rise as we welcome Shabbat as a bride.
בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Remaining standing, we continue with our call to worship on page 28, the Baruch Hu.
Laila, 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 laila. Laila, 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 laila. Laila, 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 laila. Laila, 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 laila. Laila, laila, laila. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Barechu et Adonai ha-mevorach. Baruch Adonai ha-mevorach, ha-mevorach le'olam va'ed. Ha-mevorach, ha-mevorach le'olam va'ed.
The top of page 31, we read together. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 32.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanel madta. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanel madta. Ein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu uvekomeinu nasiach bechukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ואהבת עולם. בית ישראל עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים אותנו למדת. When we lie down and when we rise up, this joy will last forever. When we lie down and when we rise up, this joy will last forever, forever. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למדת. שמע ישראל, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated, page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
The middle of page 39, we read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Yeah, took time for Miriam to break out all those instruments.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה לי ענו ואמרו, זה לי ענו ואמרו, אדוני אם לא לעולם ועד, ונאמר, כי פתה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק, חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך באלים אדוני.
Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you. We continue with Tefillah on pages 46 and following. Please rise if it's comfortable.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל, אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. Turn in our prayer books to page 278 for Sfirat HaOmer, the counting of the Omer. As I mentioned at the start of the service, we are getting close to Lag BaOmer, the 33rd day of the Omer, as we continue to count each day on our spiritual journey from redemption, from slavery to revelation, to being able to accept Torah at Sinai. And so we join together in the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav etzivanu al sfirat haomer, hayom Shlishim Yom Shehem Arba Shavuot Ushnei Yamim La Omer. Today is 30 days, which is 4 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. We take moments now for silent prayer.
Call your attention to a new melody for the song after silent prayer. For this version of Elohai Nitzor, you'll find it inside the handout on page 4.
Elohai Netzor Leshoni Meira, Elohai Netzor Leshoni Meira. Oh my God, watch over me. Take the hurt away from how I speak. Only love flows from you. May every word I speak be true. Elohai Netzor Leshoni Meira, Elohai Netzor Leshoni Meira. When words are thrown, I'll hold my tongue and breathe the air of songs I've sung. That refrain I'll repeat. There's more to you than only me. Elohai Netzor Leshoni Meira, Elohai Netzor Leshoni Meira. Usfatai medaber mirma, Limkal elai nafshi tidom, V'nafshi ke'afar lakol tiyeh. Nine, 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 nine.
A moment will be on page 253 for the Misha Berach, our prayer for healing. This week's Torah portion, and more, contains a passage that is pretty troubling. The Torah says that a Kohen, the ancient priest with a physical blemish, a body that is broken in some way, blind or different, may not approach the altar to offer a sacrifice. Thankfully, the rabbis of our tradition in the Talmud were not satisfied with the priestly view and they pushed back, because we have come to understand that bodies in pain and bodies that are healing belong fully in our sacred space, not at the edge, but at the center. And so we take the names of those who are ill, those whose bodies and spirits carry something heavy, and we bring them to the very heart of our worship. We ask for refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf, healing of spirit and healing of body. If you are holding someone in your heart tonight in need of healing, online, I invite you to write their names in the chat, and here in the sanctuary to speak their names aloud at this time.
Mi shebeirach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We now think of all of the simchas, the special happy occasions in our lives that we are celebrating tonight. And as you reflect on this day and this week, if there is a simcha for you, for your family, a happy occasion, please consider sharing it, calling it out now. Like a bar mitzvah. Hunter, mazel tov to you and your family. We're so excited to celebrate with you. That is the perfect example of a simcha. And we have a big one coming up in about 2 minutes, right? We have a wonderful simcha that we'll be celebrating, and then another in about 5 minutes. And what else? What else? Yeah, go ahead. It's too bad they're all the same day, but mazel tov on lots of simchas. We will take them, right? We will take them. Yeah, Abby.
My grandson Jonah, who's a member of Congregation Road of Shalom in New York, will be a member of the freshman class to 2030 at Yale.
Oh, mazel tov. And another road from another road of Shalom. Mazel tov. Other simchas. Yes. Wow. I thought that was a baby I saw you with today. Mazel tov, and she's in the house. That is beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, Susan?
Yes, I want to share that this is my brother Greg, who
Welcome.
San Diego to honor our father who died 8 years ago today, and you will be saying his name. And Greg came to celebrate our dad, and I want to tell a very quick story, very quick, I promise you, Jill, Rabbi Jill. My father, as you all know, was a major World War II hero, and my father was a combat medic. Our father was a combat medic. He was all over Europe. He was in Germany
Okay, we will honor his memory tonight. All right. Yes, Mindy.
So I was offered a position and I accepted it for this year to work for the Josh Shapiro campaign.
Oh, mazel tov on the position. All right, not that we oppose or endorse anything officially in our sanctuary or in our synagogue, but that's wonderful. It sounds like a mitzvah that you have found, Mindy. Yet another one for you, yet another mitzvah. All right. Yes.
My son used to let you know that he just had a birthday. And he's 45 years old.
Wonderful. Happy birthday to him. All right. Yes. Are you pointing to Julie? Julie.
The celebration of the anniversary of my father-in-law's bar mitzvah as well as his 90th birthday.
Beautiful. We are celebrating Rabbi Fuchs's 90th birthday and 77th anniversary of his bar mitzvah this week's Torah portion. It is not a coincidence that he is preaching with us this Shabbat. Wonderful, and we will continue that joy and invite you up in just a few minutes. First, we have yet another simcha, and we're going to have a blessing of a conversion.
It is my honor to welcome up Michelle Bauer as I welcome the congregation to please rise. This week, just yesterday, Michelle became one of the newest members of the Jewish people. And she's joined today with her husband, Jeff, along with some of his family, parents and sister. And how wonderful it is. Michelle, who has been a wonderful student of Judaism and beginning a Jewish family as well. We are so excited. We had our Beit Din where you spoke so beautifully and our mikveh yesterday. And now it's my honor to offer you this blessing in front of your congregation. Michelle, you stand before the open ark, before the commanding presence of the Torah, the Jewish people's most cherished treasure. It's led us on our way and guided us ever since we received it at Sinai. It's been carried during our times of greatest rejoicing. As I place the Torah in your arms, take it into your heart, that it might sustain you as it has our people since our beginnings. Let me go on the higher side. Does that feel okay? You got it. All right. It's a little, You are known by the name Michelle, which means that you're always linked in love to those who gave you life. And from this time forth, you shall be known within the Jewish community as Tamar, Bat Avraham Vasara. This name Tamar is so special. That T in it, the Tav, honors your mother. And we talked about this idea of a date palm and the resilience that it has as it grows in the desert with not much water and produces such beautiful fruit. May this name bring respect and honor to the Jewish people. We rejoice to welcome into our midst one who willingly and devotedly helps replenish the ranks of our people. As we've done throughout the ages, I ask God's blessing upon you in these ancient words. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light, God's presence, shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's presence be with you always and grant you peace. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will. Let us all say Amen and Mazel Tov for this blessing and all the blessings in our community. We join together in words of gratitude of Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Please be seated. With much joy, we invite our Rabbi Emeritus, our teacher, Rabbi Fuchs, forward for the Devar Torah in celebration of his 90th birthday and of his 77-year bar mitzvah anniversary. That's a lot of years. We are expecting a lot of wisdom from you, our teacher.
Thank you, Rabbi Mader. The Torah portion of this Shabbat Emor is the 77th anniversary of my bar mitzvah. It took place in Congregation Agudas Sachim, an Orthodox synagogue in Hartford, Connecticut. And I was the Shaliach Tzibur, the Baal Tefillah, the one who chanted the entire Shabbat morning service. Even though my family was virtually non-observant, I had chosen to attend this Orthodox Hebrew school from the age of 9. There were only conservative and Orthodox synagogues near my apartment, and I thought this the best. My teacher was a true Yodei HaSefer, a European yeshiva-trained student of Torah. I loved the study, and I asked him if I could continue to study with him. I did so with some interruption, even during college. He was Orthodox. His message to me was Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam, a statement in the Mishnah. The study of Torah, of text, is equal to righteous deeds. The Torah and righteous deeds. That is the essence of who we are. I have carried that with me to this day. So I reflect on what that means, on these 80 years of study, and what are the messages of the text. The Torah portion, Emor, contains a simple but profound command. You shall not profane my holy name, that I may be sanctified in the midst of the Israelite people. What are the implications of that statement? The word Emor is a command. Speak. So after 77 years, I speak. I turned to the figures of the patriarchs. Tradition would have it that they are the embodiment of the human soul. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob represent the commitment of the individual to ideals, to values. They symbolize the notion of covenant, covenant with that which they believe to be divine and holy. I begin with Abraham. We know the two powerful and seemingly contradictory stories about him. In one, God decides to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham does not remain silent. He argues, challenges, even confronts God. In a statement which might well be seen as being arrogant, he shakes his fist at the divine voice. Far be it from you to do such a thing, to bring death upon the innocent as well as the guilty, so that the innocent and the guilty fare alike. Far be it from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth deal justly? He pleads for the innocent with courage and moral clarity. Here is a picture of an Abraham who shouts against injustice, who cries out in anguish for the pain of the innocent. This is an Abraham of strength and courage. He is the image, the role model of a patriarchal figure. But in the other story, the Akedah, God commands Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac. He does not protest. Without even one word of question, he accedes to the divine decree. Abraham shows no anguish, no pain, no guilt, no compassion. He hardly utters a word to his son as they walk toward Isaac's funeral pyre. Knife in hand, wood for the sacrifice, and son at his side, Abraham walks resolutely and silently. How can we resolve the obvious and dramatic difference between the Abraham of Sodom and the Abraham of the Akedah? The Abraham who would risk life itself in order to save the righteous, and the Abraham who would surrender the life of an innocent son. If at Sodom Abraham challenged the divine, at the sacrificial altar he put his God on trial. The Akedah is most often thought to be a test of Abraham, but in a much more profound way, it is a test of God. Will he really go through with this awful deed? Would he really allow his servant Abraham to slaughter his own son? In the face of that terrible question, there is only silence. One can almost hear the pound of the heartbeat as Abraham approaches Mount Moriah. At Sodom, Abraham challenged by shouting at the divine. At Moriah, he challenged in silence. He needed to prove to himself that ultimately the universe still had the potential for goodness. The human soul cannot live in an evil world. It cannot survive in a world in which there is no hope, no optimism, no belief in the present and in the future. If the soul is to survive, it must continue to challenge the universe, to call it to account. Why do the innocent suffer? Why is there pain and sorrow? Why is a child ill? Why does a loved one die too young? Why is there hatred and hostility and exploitation of the poor and the downtrodden? Why is there killing and war? Abraham wanted to know the answers to these questions. At Sodom, he challenged his God to respond. His ultimate answer came at Moriah, when his hand was stayed. In spite of suffering, there still is goodness. That determination to confront injustice and that faith, even in the face of apparent injustice, that there is also caring and love, that is the first ingredient that keeps alive the human soul. It is that faith that permits us to go on in life. Isaac's adult life was filled with much less drama. It might even be characterized as having been boring. You probably cannot think of one significant act in his life, one major contribution to the future of the people of Israel. Isaac lacked his father's charisma. He did not face the same conflicts. His entire life's history is dealt with in 2 chapters in the Torah. The second of those chapters relates the famous incident of his old age, when his son Jacob and his wife Rebekah conspired against him. You will remember that he was nearly blind and thus could not distinguish his younger son Jacob from the older son Esau. Jacob pretended to be Esau and so received Isaac's blessing in his stead. When Esau discovered the deception, he was both furious and distraught. He pleaded with his father as a young child would beg a parent. His plea was heartrending. First he took away my birthright, and now he has taken away my blessing. Have you not reserved a blessing for me? Have you not one blessing, Father? Please, Father, bless me too. But Isaac had already blessed Jacob. I blessed him, now he must remain blessed, replied an anguished father. In spite of the deception, Isaac would not rescind the blessing he had given to Jacob, a different kind of blessing to Esau. It had to stand, and so it stood for all time. As a result, Jacob and Esau were enemies virtually all of their lives. In spite of the lack of integrity of his son and his wife, Isaac stood firm. He had given his word. He would not revoke the blessing. Surely this man, who himself as a child had experienced extreme trauma, understood the pain of his son Esau. Yet Isaac could not change the blessing. Moments like that remind us that we do constantly live in the midst of moral tension. Yet if we remember that we are not mere bystanders in the cosmic drama, that what we do does make a difference for the present and for the future, then we must consider our own actions more carefully. Our concern for honesty and truth will affect our children and grandchildren, and through them, the lives of generations. Isaac's decision was difficult indeed, but it did have a profound effect on the life of both of his sons, both Jacob and Esau. That integrity is the second ingredient of the human soul. Jacob lived with his past. It haunted him. It haunted him his entire life. His entire life remained unsettled because of his treatment of his brother Esau and his deception of his father. Jacob had no rest. He wandered. His life could not be complete. He was paying a terrible price for a decision that gave him no relief. After a number of years of wandering, the moment he had feared all his life arrived. He would meet his brother Esau. Jacob faced the morrow with terror. He was certain that his brother Esau would seek revenge. In a dream, or perhaps more likely a nightmare, he saw himself wrestling with a creature. It could not win, and Jacob was tenacious. Once again, he demanded a blessing. But this blessing was different. It did not confirm who Jacob was. Rather, it confirmed what he should be. Jacob became Israel, a word which means to contend with God. He now understood that he could not succeed in life on the basis of living a lie. Life was not that simple. It was filled with struggle. He had learned that from his father, and he knew that from his grandfather. Success could not be stolen. It needed to be earned. Jacob was a changed person. He met his brother as a more humble human being, and Esau met him halfway. They embraced, they kissed, and they wept. Their character was formed. Esau's anger had dissipated, and his brother's guile had disappeared. Both of them, but especially Jacob, were able to look inward and ask about themselves. To see ourselves as we really are, and to have the capacity to change, to become better than we were. That is the third ingredient of the human soul. We all are witness to our past and our present, but most of all, we are witness to ourselves. Who can know us better than we can know ourselves? Who can feel our pain? Who can understand our terror? Who can understand our ordeals? Who can dream our dreams? Who can try to deal with our weaknesses or glory in our strengths better than we? The human soul will survive intact, as did the soul of Jacob, after the wandering and after the long struggle, if it has the capacity to be different in the future from what it was in the past. The future will be judged. We need the courage of Abraham to loudly or silently challenge the injustice of life, to hold that or who we believe to be accountable for all that happens to ourselves and to the world around us. We need the integrity of Isaac to not allow the actions of others to affect our own sense of right and wrong, to value our own integrity more than the influence of others. To compromise those values often is to surrender them. We need the ability of Jacob to stand in judgment of ourselves, to proclaim ourselves guilty and to repair our battered souls. We need to feel the judgment of future generations and thus be committed to sustaining our world. 77 years ago, we were trying to rebuild a world only 4 years after the end of the most humanly costly war in history. That world now is being tested as perhaps never before. We have forgotten the messages of our patriarchs. The soul of America is crying out to all of us, "Do not allow me to die." In the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, in the final analysis, a democratic government represents the sum total of the courage and the integrity of the individuals. It cannot be better than they are. When we stand for truth rather than falsehood, for love rather than hate, for caring rather than abandonment, for integrity rather than deceitfulness, for respect for all of human life, we then will be reaching for the values which will preserve our soul and the soul of our nation. And we will be fulfilling the command to not profane the holy name. Those are the messages I have taken from our sacred texts. We each hold our souls in our own hands, and together we hold in our hands the soul of our nation and our world. What we do with them is our choice. We hope that we can live with no regrets, that in the end we will know that we had the character to challenge life, the integrity to uphold its values, and the self-assuredness to change our lives for the better. The future will be our judge. Let us be judged for good. And may the divine name ever be sanctified among the people of Israel. And let us say, Amen. Thank you.
Thank you to Rabbi Fuchs for your message and for your hope that you maintain in our souls and in our world. We continue in our prayer books with Aleinu, page 282, and then 287. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. These words from the World War II resistance fighter, Hannah Senesh. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. This week, our congregation observes yahrzeit for the following people on whose shoulders we stand: Fanny Anathan, Minna Applebaum, Isaac Augsburger, Leroy W. Bacharach, Teresa Becker, Sonny Bernstein, Robert Blank, Irving E. Block, Jean L. Brody, Reba Parnes Brown, Elta Marie Bobaltz, David Carmosen, Doris Chorney, Barry E. Cohen, Robert Cooper, Edward B. Crane, Wilma Crane, Marion Loeb Dannenberg, Leon Edelson, Charles Kalman Eisman, Jeanette Feigenberg, Betty Poland Finkelman, Herman Fischler, Marion Sablaski Fox, Eva R. Fox, Doris Freed, Bernard Isidore Friedenberg, Stanley Frumpkin, Rosalie Gerson, Louis N. Ginsberg, Harris Goldberg, May Goldberg, Elaine Axelbund Goldstein, Benny Gollum, Yetta Goodman, Rose Rodden-Green, Jonathan Levi Grinlinger, Stanley Elliott Grode, Samuel G. Gross, Bernice Hall, David B. Heron, Abraham Hirsch, Delia Strauss Hirschberg, Clara Horenstein, Charlotte Horwitz, Rose Wolf Kabakow, Susan Katz, Albert K., Philip Kirschner, Burton Neil Komeda, Benson Krieger, Robert Stephen Krause, Marvin Kushner, Irving Harry Kutcher, Gabe H. Lang, Harry Klein Lax, Betty Levine Levinson, Jacob Levy, S. Vance Levenstein, Bernard Margulies, Bertha Marks, Robert A. Marlowe, Alma Marion, Jeanette M. Moskowitz, Mildred Muffson, Maxwell H. Nemir, Lena Teitelbaum Newman, Sadie C. Nussbaum, Helen Powis, Lee Rosengard, Donald J. Ross, Matthew Rottenberg, S. Lewis Rubinson, Joseph W. Salas, Stanley Sarmiento, Nellie Rosenbluth Schwartz, Bertha Harrison Schweig, Donna Silverman, Sophie Smith, Leon Salas Cohen Jr., Ida Sperling, Ruth Spielberg, Mitchell Stern, Henrietta B. Stern, Sarah K. Viner, Louis Walder, Anne May Jaffe Walter, Edwin H. Weil, Estelle Weinstein, Rose B. Weiss, Gabriel D. Weiss, Dorothea Lowenthal Wolf, William Woolsey, Matilda Zaretsky. We add the names of those who have been taken from our midst, but not from our hearts, in these most recent days, for whom we observe Shloshim. Joan Dolores Gladhorn, Rochelle Green, Michael Hartman, Hazel Cagle, Zipporah Siegel, Brittany Washington. And if you are observing Yartzeit or Shloshim for a loved one whose name was not called, please feel free to add it to the comments online or speak it aloud now. Together we honor their memories as, turning to page 294, we rise for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divarach Chirutei v'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal Shemei d'kudashah b'reichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. T'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'okol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Huya aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'okol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring comfort to the bereaved and peace to each of you. And together we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru Amen.
I'm so pleased to welcome forward Heshi Zinman, representing our Board of Advisors.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This Thursday, May 7th, please join us for the opening reception of Democracy, United We Stand. This Philadelphia Museum of Jewish Art exhibit will showcase works of art that visually reflect the concept of maintaining democracy as part of the celebration of the 250th anniversary of our country. See your program for more information. And join us later this month for Days of Learning 2026 from May 11th through May 15th. See your program for a full schedule of classes. And if you're new to Rosh Hashanah, a special welcome to you. Please see Lynn Edelman, Board of Advisors member, who is waving at the back of the sanctuary to learn more following the service. And when our service concludes, please join us for sweet birthday treats in the lobby, with thanks to Rabbi Fuchs' family. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Role reversal. The Talmud teaches, anyone who teaches his grandchild Torah, from above it is written of him, it is as though he received the Torah personally from Mount Sinai. In his 90 years since birth and 77 since Bar Mitzvah, and certainly in his decades in our congregation, Rabbi Fuchs has taught Torah not only to his own grandchildren, but to many generations of our Jewish community. In doing so, it is as though he received the Torah personally from Mount Sinai. As in the coming weeks, the Jewish community approaches the festival of Shavuot, celebrating revelation of Torah, may he and may we feel as though we have been touched by something of the experience of Sinai.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. יברכך אדוני וישמרך. יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה. יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. יברכך אדוני וישמרך.
May God bless us and keep us.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה.
May the light of God's Spirit shine upon us and through us.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
May God's presence be with us and bring us peace. Ken Yehiratzon, may this be God's will. Shabbat Shalom.